What up, world? Welcome to a new episode of Bleed Purple and Gold. As you know, I am the host, Brandon Janeau. And like always, on all podcast platforms everywhere, Brandon Janeau Show. Social media platforms, Instagram and Threads. Brandon Janeau, just Brandon Janeau. Uh, on TikTok, Brandon Janeau Show. And of course, Facebook is the Brandon Janeau Show. Um, and of course, YouTube channel Brandon Janeau Show. Go subscribe, like, comment. I do comment back. All the videos that are out right now. Hope you guys enjoy this episode because, like I said, it's bleed purple and gold. I know it's late. The game happened literally at like noon, 11 o'clock. But I had to get some sleep. I was tired as hell. But let's talk about it, man. LSU played South Carolina Gamecocks this past week today in South Carolina. Game was crazy to say the least. Um, and LSU won 36-33, but it wasn't an easy dub by no stretch of the imagination. This was a game that was very telling, and also okay. Let me get real with it. Let me really get real with y'all. We needed this game. I know social media X is going to go nuts and say, uh, I think I saw the legendary LSU Tiger himself, Marcus Spears, say, South Carolina pretty much gave us this game, handed us this shit, and he's right. He's not lying. Both teams were terrible, but the first half, first quarter, really for LSU was everything you were afraid for LSU to do. Everything LSU did in that first quarter was extremely nerve wracking for a LSU fan. Them losing, uh, they barely moved the ball. They had 7 yards in the first quarter. In the first quarter, they had 7 yards. Like that's nuts, dude. Like that is bad, bro. The first drive of the game, the defense got on the field and literally just let South Carolina walk up and down the field on them. It was not even. It wasn't even a quarter. That first drive was like me saying, "Yep, there goes that defense. That's the defense I fucking know." That defense was god awful in the first quarter. It was bad, man. It was bad. The offense could not move the fucking football. They hadn't given up a sack entering into this game. I don't even know how many sacks they really gave up in this game. I want to say like two or three. It was bad, man. It was a bad ass fight, man. First game, man. This game, first quarter was terrible. We fought, we did fight because this was a very telling game, like I said. Now, for like LSU fans, all of us are really just like what the fuck happened? Like we won the game, but we will sit there and say, did we win it or did South Carolina give it to us? My thing with this is this, man. Something I said last week when I did the episode last week. I said we can't run the ball, can't run up, and our defense is still too dependent on man-to-man coverage, and we can't stop teams when they run up the gut on us. We gave up like 275, 375-yard touchdowns. Two of them was runs, which was just nuts. Right up the gut, uh, missing the A gap, you know, linebacker running a little bit too fast in, getting hit by the lineman, opening up the hole. And you could just see it. And you're like, my God, dude. Like, again, back coverage is you're playing man to man. So all you have to do is worry about the one person and just keep them from getting to the person, getting to the quarterback or the running back in this point. 275-yard touchdowns in the game. That right there was already South Carolina's offense. Like it was a terrible, terrible game, man. Um, this game, like I said last time, I've been on a defense ass this whole year so far from the USC game to even Nichols game, the defense kept us in this game. The defense kept us in this game. Even before the South Carolina quarterback got injured, the defense kept us in this game. They started to put pressure on them. I feel like this was the game where the defensive coordinator, the new defensive coordinator, finally figured out what his fucking team was good at. Harold Perkins, they used Harold Perkins kind of, they used Harold Perkins very smartly in this game. Very, very smartly in this game. Because they kept using him to show like blitz, and then they would actually use the new transfer, Swinson, to come in and hit and get the sacks, which was beautiful. But this game, I know they had a lot of injuries. They had some new people starting tonight today on defense. So the fact that we actually fought the way we fought back in that game is crazy. So like I said, the defense kept us in that game. I can't get mad at the defense too much because the defense kept us in that game. Now on the offensive side, whoever the offensive coordinator is needs his ass whooped. This was the second time this season where we got into the red zone and we literally could not do shit. That is a terrible ass thing. We got to the red zone a couple of times in that game and got stonewalled. It was just like, what the fuck is happening? The third, when we got the ball in the third quarter to start the third quarter, this shit was such a layup. We walked down the field on those dudes. It was easy. We get into the red zone, and then you call three straight running plays with three running backs in the backfield with one quarterback and nothing else. And then when you try to go for it on fourth fucking down, and then and here's the thing, you don't bring the receivers back out, you don't bring Mason Taylor out, you don't bring nobody out. You use the same fucking formation that you had the first three plays at the goal line, and then try to sneak out the running back to throw a ball. Like, the fuck were you doing? The last drive that we got the points on, you keep trying to get Garrett Nesmith, Garrett, I keep fucking up this man. Garrett Nussmeyer out the pocket. Two of those throws, one of those bitches was supposed to be a pick. He lucky threw the other one out the fucking end zone. Like you cannot do that. We got paid off. We got lucky with that pass interference call in the red zone because there's no way in hell that should have happened. This offensive coordinator seems like he can call the plays down the field, but when he gets in the red zone, it's like he's trying too hard. It's like he's trying to like he's trying to put footage on tape to show I could be a star, I could be a head coach one day. It's like, bro, just get the fucking ball in the end zone. I don't need you to do all this goofy shit. That's the reason why we lost to USC. That's why we could have lost today because he is doing stupid shit in the red zone. It's like, bro, Garrett Nussmeyer is not Jane Daniels. He ain't Joe Burrow. He cannot move like any of those kids. Like Joe Burrow has some, at least some like some resilience to his game. You know what I'm saying? Like some elusiveness to how he got out the pocket certain times. You see it in the NFL. He can get out the pocket. He's elusive enough to get the fuck out the pocket. The problem with this situation is Gary Nussmeyer is not like that. He can't do that shit. He's not Jayden Daniels. He can't do that shit. You are calling plays for this kid like he can get the fuck out the pocket, and he can't. Why are you doing that? Another thing, this offense that we have is really good, but these offensive linemen, you got two offensive linemen that are like projected to be in the top 15 of picks in this upcoming draft. Will Campbell, the tackle, the left tackle, and Jones, who's I think the guard or the tackle, I can't remember. Jones Jr. They got their ass bludgeoned today by South Carolina. This shit was bad. It was bad. It was terrible. Penalties on both sides were terrible. LSU kept fucking up, but South Carolina kept costing themselves massive opportunities, incredibly great opportunities. You had two pick sixes taken off the board because of you. This is all on Brian Kelly too. Brian Kelly has he is lucky that South Carolina was that fucking undisciplined, because if not, we would be losing right now. We would have lost. Two pick sixes taken off the board. That's nuts. That's bad. They also was doing stupid shit offensively and getting themselves in penalties. This is the thing about the situation, man. I'm watching this shit and I'm just saying to myself, we we are not we are not as a team, as a collective team. One week the defense looks shitty, one week the offense looks terrible. We won this game. And to be honest with y'all, man, it's more pros than cons in this game for us. And I know people gonna think I'm crazy for saying that. It's more pros than cons because the defense actually, like I said, the defense actually showed the fuck up. They kept us in that game. Now, yeah, did they give up stupid ass plays? Of course they did. When the defense got on the field at the end of the game, I said, "Oh shit, this is not going in well." But the defense played the way it was supposed to be played, and that's a good thing. I think the defense coordinator is finally figuring out what this defense is, um, and who this defense is. But yeah, man, this game was. I feel like it's more, excuse me, it's more pros and cons. Gary Nussmeier got a chance to actually go. Um, Gary Nussmeier got a chance to go, um, and actually have to show off his toughness, which is something you need to see from a quarterback that you're putting all this hype into. Can he handle certain games like this? A game on the road where the crowd is clearly against you. You have no fan base. You have none of that. Can you go on the road? Because the first game, even though it was a neutral site, that was all USC. That was all USC. This was a game on the road. You're down 17 points to begin with. You gave them 17 points, and you still found a way to win the game. That's a fucking pro. That's a massive fucking pro. The toughness of LSU, we got it. We got it. It's something that I think we needed to see. Can they fight back in games like this? And like I said, the defense kept us in this game, which is the craziest shit. Yeah. Now I will admit their head coach, I mean, their starting quarterback, Lanarius Sales Sellers, got injured in this game. So technically, South Carolina in the second half had to try to figure themselves out. So that definitely played into why South Carolina was very, you know, kind of backish. Didn't really do what they did in the first half because the starting quarterback was out. But even in that sense, um, they still needed to show the fuck up and do what they needed to do. And that's the thing. I think this game today again very fucking undisciplined by LSU again. This is bad. The USC game, we were very fucking undisciplined. We had a lot of penalties in that game that cost us the game. Unlike this time around, South Carolina had the more penalties that really cost them this game. Special teams, you gave up a block punt for a touchdown, and you fucking muffed the extra point. You got to clean that shit up too. This was the offensive coordinator and Brian Kelly game where you look extremely fucking bad at it. You look extremely bad. That was a bad fucking game for Brian Kelly and for the offensive coordinator. They both look terrible. Also, we'll say this, another pro. I feel like we found our running back. What is it? Uh, Cater, Cater, Cadian, Cater. I am fucking that man name, first name up. Uh, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Um, Durham, the freshman, Durham, the running back. That's like Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That's like Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I know people gonna sit there and say, Brandon, you just saw him one time. You really think he could be Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Yeah, the way he moves, the way he bounces off tackles, the way he was maneuvering in this game, he knew that we needed him to step it up in this game. And what did he do? Cameron Durham, that's his name. Cameron Durham, Cameron Durham. He should be the starter. He should be the starter. I like Josh Williams. I know he's a senior, so you're trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's a senior. But that way that man played today, Durham is the guy. He should be a starter. That will at least alleviate some of the pressure because if you got a running back that is just not going to give up, now you have a running game that you can trust, which opens up the offense even more. I talked about this last week. I said we couldn't run the ball. We ran the ball pretty effectively today, which was good. We needed that because we couldn't continuously have a one-dimensional ass offense. We cannot pass the ball all fucking day. That offensive line would have gotten slaughtered by that South Carolina pass rush. The fact of the matter is, we did exactly what we were supposed to do: run the fucking ball, kill clock, try to get back into the game. And I think we found a way that we have to do it. I do not know if this is going to be successful for the next couple games. I cannot sit there and lie to y'all. I wish I can sit there and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna be great. I don't know. I do not know. I think we play next week. I think we play either South Alabama or we play UCLA. I know we don't have to play. We don't have like another SEC game I think in a minute. I think we play either South Alabama or UCLA. I can't remember, but we got the win, man. This is I feel like I said, it's more pros than cons in this game. To me, it was more pros than cons. We just got to clean up our fucking penalties. God Almighty, do we have to clean up our penalties? We are undisciplined like a motherfucker. Usually it's the defense. This was the offense this time. Like the damn offense just had too many. And again, it's on the road. I get it, but at the same time, you have a veteran. You have a senior tackle, senior guard, stuff like that. You have a freshman center. Okay, but there's certain things about that team that just it was just fucking ass backwards, dude. So yeah, man, the penalties cleaned up on the penalties. The special teams situation, clean that shit up. That was terrible. Um, and the offensive coordinator, man, you gotta figure out a way. When we get in the red zone, we gotta score touchdowns. The shit that he did in this game was just god awful. The fact that we even won this game is amazing to me. Yes, South Carolina had their ball last. They kicked the field goal and they missed it. But the fact that we came back from what we was 17 points down in the first fucking quarter and we still find a way to win. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, what the fuck? You know what this team reminds me of? This team reminds me of the 2000. If you lived in the era like I did post Super Bowl for the Saints, the 2011, 2012, 2000, like the Saints team before we got a defense again. This offense is explosive, but this defense is questionable as shit. That's this LSU team. It's gonna be a lot of games where we gonna be in them bitches because maybe the offense keeps us in it, but then the defense gives up something stupid and just like, what the fuck are you doing? It's stuff like that. We won't be playing against another sophomore and a quarterback that probably don't have that much reps. We're getting into this deep, deep part of the schedule now. We're now out of the 3 weeks where we now can evaluate who, what, and what we can and cannot do. We have officially entered into the South Alabama UCLA schedule, which means the SEC is coming right after that. Watching Oklahoma today, They're gonna struggle in the SEC. They can't protect the quarterback. They gonna struggle in the SEC. We play them at the end of the season. We got Florida, who got beat down by Texas A&M. I think we play Texas A&M next week. Actually, to be honest with you, I think we play them bitches in Texas A&M. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I gotta look at the schedule again. I forgot. But I know we play UCLA and South Alabama soon. But we got Ole Miss coming up. They come to us. Blessing. Alabama comes to us. We got time to figure this shit out. But games like this, where we literally put ourselves in a hole and we dug ourselves out and we won the game, even if it's not convincing, we still won the game. And that to me is more of a pro than a con. Because even when we had a chance to just collapse and give the fuck up, we fought and we won. And it's not like the defense didn't do shit. Yes, they gave up too many fucking 275-yard touchdowns. Nobody comes back from that. Let's be real. Nobody comes back from that. Especially when you're down in the game. You give up 275-yard touchdowns. Nobody comes back from that. But we did. That's a fucking pro. That's a massive fucking pro. So yeah, but I'll be back next week. I don't. Again, like I said, I don't know. I gotta check the schedule and see who we play next week. But I think we play them in Baton Rouge. If I'm Baton Rouge, I'm next week. But I'll be back next week to talk about LSU again. But we won. We are now 2-1. 36-33. We beat the South Carolina Gamecocks. Yeah. Well, until next time. This is Brian. I am Brian Janeau. This is Bleed Purple and Gold, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow for the New Orleans Saints versus Dallas Cowboys game. Peace.